Hello, welcome to the Melanin Gold channel. My name is Penny, and I just want to talk about a few things to you today. Heads up, this is going to be a lone ass video, and this is going to be probably piss a lot of y'all off, but I don't care. Um, okay, and I just want to do this video on I wanted to do it on why I feel colorism still exists in the black community. And I also want to talk about the whole Taye Diggs um, interview with him once again blaming black women and making excuses. And, that's it. Before I get into that, I just want to give a shout out to the model Anokia. Anokia, for those who don't know, please go back and look at my first video on dark skinned black women overlooked in the media, the part 1 models. And she is like the first model that I displayed in the video and mentioned in the video. For those who don't know, right now in Milan, Italy, they have Fashion Week. And for those who don't know what Fashion Week is, it's just like where all the designers in like a 7 to 10 day period, they display their new collections for fall and winter of 2018. And the reason why I'm giving a shout out to Anokia is because she is the second model to ever open a Prada show. And like for those, like I'm fashion, but for those who don't know, that's a big deal. It's a really, really big deal. The first model to open a Prada fashion show who was black was Naomi Campbell, and that was back in 1997. So her getting displayed, being a model displayed on Prada and being the first model to walk out, and she's a dark skinned girl, kudos to her. Okay, her career is going to go places, and she literally got discovered I think like 3-4 months ago, and her career is already like skyrocketing to the top. So watch out for her, because she's about to be like the next Tyra Banks. But anyway, all right, now I just want to get into my video. This whole thing with colorism. With colorism, we've been talking about this forever and ever and ever. We have been talking about it since the beginning of time. We have been talking about it since to the point where we have heard it over and over, and the conversation has gone nowhere. And I just feel a lot of people are not owning up to the truth. And what I tend to notice is that we're going back and forth blaming each other. Like black men are blaming black women because, oh, y'all the ones that are insecure. Y'all the ones that have low self-esteem and la da da da. Y'all do this and that. And you have the black women coming back on the black men saying things like, oh, well, if y'all didn't date outside your race, if y'all didn't do this, if y'all didn't preference the light-skinned girls. It's just where everybody is just blaming each other. It's the white man. The white man did this to us. Woo, woo, woo. And just what I noticed, me meeting different black people and kind of observing and analyzing and looking around, I'm noticing the reason why colorism still exists in this world. And it basically exists because you don't like your skin tone. Like, you don't like the color of your skin. Yeah, I went there with it. You don't like your skin. Oh, I love my dark chocolate mocha skin. I love my caramel complected skin. It's so beautiful. No, you don't. Okay, y'all lying to yourselves. And this goes for both men and black women. Okay? The reason that colorism still exists because you as a dark-skinned black woman and as a dark-skinned black man, y'all don't love yourselves. All right? And I personally think we are both men and women. It's not the men who are the worst. They're the problem. I've been across videos where people have said that black men, they're the reason that colorism still exists. They're the problem and they're the solution. That's only half of the solution. The other half is black women. And the thing with colorism and self-acceptance of yourself, like with black men, it's very different. Black men and black women they express their self-hate in different ways. Now with both black men and black women, it all roots from childhood. Like something happened to you within your youth. Like I don't know if it could be something like someone said something to you where you developed a complex, or you were teased, or you were bullied. It could be where maybe like your lighter skinned cousins or relatives got favored more because they were lighter by the older relatives. But end of the day, it all comes somewhere from childhood. And the thing is, black men, their self-hate is expressed differently as compared to black women. With black men, what they tend to do, they tend to lash out more. They take their anger and their self-hate out on other people by speaking out and their dating options. Whereas black women, we tend to take it out on ourselves. Like we keep our shit more internally. So a lot of black women, like that's why with black women, you tend to see a lot of women constantly wearing weaves all the time. You never see them with their natural hair. They'll straighten their hair to death. Okay. Um, some women will go as far to wear different colored eye contacts. Some women will bleach their skin. If they have the money, some women will go as far as to get plastic surgery and take it out on themselves. You get what I'm saying. Men, it's more external, and with women, it's more internal. And the fact that we tend to blame black men more than black women, we're both when we're both equally to blame for colorism and the issues with self-love in the black community, is because with men speaking out more and being more external and vocal, that gets noticed more. Okay. So, and I'll give y'all some examples. There's two people that come to mind. I'm going to talk about Gilbert Arenas, and I'm also going to talk about Little Kim. All right. And I'll post their pictures up so you can see them. All right. The thing with Gilbert Arenas, now, for those who remember, I did a video some time ago about him talking smack about Lupita Nyong'o, and you can go back and look at that. And he was basically talking about how she was unattractive because she was dark-skinned, and basically bashing dark-skinned women. And as I said before, a lot of this comes from childhood. And what a lot of people don't know, I forget her name at the top of my head, but I had a subscriber of mine make a comment in that video that I did some time ago on Gilbert Arenas and Lupita, that she said that mentioned that his problems probably root from childhood. And if you look at a picture of his mother, you can understand what I'm talking about. And I'm like, I wonder what she means. So I go and type in Gilbert Arenas' mother in Google search, and the first image that pops up, I immediately thought, wow, she's right. Okay, she was definitely right. You look at a picture of Gilbert Arenas' mother, you can tell something is off with her. And I started to do more research on her, and I discovered that his mother was a alcoholic and a drug addict. And she had like a bunch of kids. Like it was not only Gilbert Arenas, but like I think he had like 7 other siblings. And so she had like 8 kids and like 3 different babies' daddies. And I remember reading that he and his other siblings were sent away to live with their fathers. So his trauma roots from childhood. You're viewing your mother, the one woman in your life, a dark-skinned black woman, um, you're viewing her in this bad situation where she's an addict, she's an alcoholic. I'm sure poverty was involved, and I wouldn't be surprised if he lived in a low income area where all he saw around him were single mothers in poverty. So him coming from that and him viewing darker skinned black women that way, it doesn't surprise me too much. Okay, now I look at, I want to examine Little Kim. Now, with Little Kim, her issues also root from childhood because I remember she made a quote, and I'm going to put the quote up. And like, I think her issues root from childhood and youth. She made a quote, said a quote that said, "All my life, men have told me I wasn't pretty enough. Even the men I was dating. And I'd be like, well, why are you with me then? It's always been men putting me down just like my dad. I repeat, just like my dad. To this day, when someone says I'm cute, I can't see it. I don't see it no matter what anybody says." So, and we all know Little Kim's situation. You know, she looks unrecognizable now. She has bleached her skin. She has gotten large amounts of plastic surgery. She's taken it out more external. Um, and she there's another quote. She says, "I have low self-esteem and I always have. Guys always cheated on me with women who were European looking. You know, the lone hair type. Really beautiful women that left me thinking, how I can compete. Oh, sorry. How can I compete with that? Being a regular black girl wasn't good enough." And it's interesting that she says regular black girl because I also did another video on that some time ago. So go back and look at that if you haven't looked at it. Um so this is what I noticed. Like perfect examples of Gilbert Arenas lashing out, saying negative comments about dark skinned women. Little Kim more taking it in, keeping it in and taking it out on herself through plastic surgery and bleaching of the skin. And you know what? I'll say this. There is absolutely nothing wrong with changing up your look. You know, you want to get a new weave in and um, do different things with your hair and your makeup and um, improve your looks. But when you go from looking like a black girl to from a black girl to a white girl to an Asian girl, there's a problem there. Okay, so something's going on the inside mentally. Okay, also, I feel that like I can I can completely understand like a person having being insecure or low self-esteem as a dark-skinned girl or a dark-skinned man when they're a kid. You know, when you're young, you know, because you're growing up, you're getting teased, you don't really have a whole lot of control of your environment. Um, your family is your family. You can't do much of anything about that. The thing is, if you are a grown ass man or woman in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and you're still struggling with this whole dark skin, light skin complex, you don't like yourself because you think you're too dark, you don't love yourself, let me tell you, in year 2018, And also with you being a grown ass bitch and a grown ass nigga, and you know for a fact a lot of the shit that's out there about light skin being better looking than dark skin is bullshit. If you still suffer from a complex or low self-esteem, that's on you. Okay? You're doing that to yourself. Okay? As DJ, I forget what his name is. DJ, what is his name? I don't know. But as he says, a famous quote by him, congratulations, you played yourself. Okay? You at this point as an adult, you have to take personal responsibility. All right? And I know that hurts to say, because, I don't know none of y'all, but still, it's like if you are still have low self-esteem and low confidence because you're dark skinned, that is on you. You have to take personal responsibility to some extent. And I personally feel we have to take responsibility as a collective, as a black community, if we want to one day fix the problem. Because it's like we can't just keep doing this back and forth between black men and black women and just blaming everybody, blaming each other. It's like, when are we going to stop blaming one another and look at ourselves and see, have I made some comments about other people with derogatory comments about other people with dark skin? Have I said some comments about myself in the past that I need to correct? Have I viewed darker skinned people as in a different light as lighter skinned people? Because the reality is, I know a lot of darker skinned people, including women, darker skinned women, who have said some fucked up things before about darker skinned people. Okay, I've personally witnessed it. I've known other people who have in my life who have told me stories that their grandmothers, their mothers, their fathers, boys at school who have said things. It's both men and women. Okay, so let's stop the blame game and look at ourselves. You know what? At the end of the day, everybody takes equal blame. All right. Even me, I take blame. Like, I don't believe this, or I don't say this stuff no more, but I have in the past, okay? I have said some derogatory things and thought some fucked up things about other dark-skinned black people. I have, okay? Even about myself at the time, okay? And I had to learn and grow and check myself and realize all those lies about darker skin was some bullshit that they told us, okay? It's getting to the point as an adult, I can understand as a teenager, but as an adult, you have to take responsibility for the person that you are and how you feel about yourself. Because the only person who can change how they feel about themselves is you. You can change yourself, but you cannot change how other people view, okay? So everybody, if you want to get rid of colorism and make colorism go away, look inward to yourself. Check yourself. And this whole talk about colorism, it leads me into another topic I want to discuss. I want to talk about this Taye Diggs interview. Okay? Can we talk about that? Because we need to talk about that. Taye Diggs, it's nothing new with him. He's always talking out of the side of his neck about black women. All right? It's nothing new to him. I even saw let me find that, a tweet that kind of made me laugh. And it was this girl named Chick Norris. She's like, every 6 years or so, Taye Diggs be talking out of the side of his neck, like I just said, about black women. I'm not sure why he does it. Has he ever discussed who hurt him? Well, in this interview, he gets into it. And that's the part of the interview that, me personally, it pissed me off the most. Because we always there's a lot of people who always question, oh, why black men don't date black women, and woo, 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 and why they dating these light-skinned girls. And people claim that he's lying, but I don't think that. Like, I really do think he his mother said this to him. And let me find it. When he was on the Red Pill podcast, he made a statement. I don't know what question he asked, but he made this statement. When I was 13, I was reading a magazine and there was a picture of a black woman, and I said, "Oh, she's pretty. I want to marry her." And my mom said, "Oh, honey, you're going to marry a white woman." It hurt my feelings, but she was right. And this is the thing. I don't know his mother. I don't know what the relationship she had with his mom. This is the thing. You don't say shit like that to your kid. Period. Point blank, period. You don't say shit like that. I don't care if he came off as a dork to you, like dorky or nerdy, or his interests seem different. You don't say shit like that to your kids. Okay? And the reason you don't say shit like that, because they later on in life develop a complex. All right? And that's pretty much what happened to Taye Diggs. Okay? We always wondering why he's always talking shit about black women. He's blaming black women for everything. And we pretty much found out the reason why. His problems root from childhood, okay? And I just want to talk about he made a comment how he felt a resentment towards black women because of the things that black women have said to him about dating white women. And I'm gonna read it real quick. He said Diggs even went on to say he felt sort of resentment deep inside for black women because of the poor reception in response to his interracial relationship, telling Lathan, "I don't want to say I suppress the resentment, but I just watch it. Even though you understand the logic, I don't know if I can mess with a white girl now. I feel like I've had to deal with that so long. Exchange what I think I like, what I'm attracted to. It's not where my eyes gravitate to naturally." Okay. This is the thing. Now, if you guys remember, I did also another video on Matthew Knowles not too long ago, and I remember in the video I mentioned it. He said that he started to date Beyonce's mom because of the fact that he thought Beyonce's mom, Tina, was a white woman. And it turned out that she wasn't a white woman. Tina is actually Creole. So she's mixed. But he also mentioned something that also pissed me the hell off. That his mother would literally tell him to not bring home a nappy-headed black girl. And she literally told him to date white women. Okay. And this is where I get into and why I say that both black men and black women are should take equal responsibility in the whole colorism issue, in the whole issue with interracial dating. We all are to blame. And I don't see anything wrong with interracial dating. It's like, but when I notice someone like Taye Diggs, all he ever dates are white women, it's a little odd to me. And I know that's only 2 black mothers. Those 2 black mothers do not represent all black mothers. But I will be honest. I have heard other mothers, aunties, grandmothers, and also fathers, uncles, grandfathers. Now, I've heard these comments. Not only have I heard comments from these other relatives of people that I know, but also I've heard comments that other people have told me that their older relatives have told them, derogatory comments about darker skinned people, about black women. Like, it's not just men saying them, okay, who are saying rude comments. It's black women too, okay? All right. And this is the thing. I feel like you cannot be a part of the black community and not take any responsibility for the problem of colorism, okay? You can't just sit there and be like, oh, it's the black man's fault. And it's the black man's fault. They're the reason I can't get a date. They're the reason I can't get a job. They're the reason I can't I'm not happy and I hate my skin. Okay, you can't put it all on them. I know the colorism and Taye Diggs comments aren't exactly the same, but they do relate. And that's why I talked about them in the same video. I feel because I also noticed that he mentioned in the interview, the podcast interview, that he's now dating a biracial woman, which doesn't shock me. I mean, I don't see Taye Diggs ever dating a full-blood black woman, okay? You know, I think he's honestly damaged goods. And getting back to Taye Diggs, I noticed it like in this particular podcast interview and in other interviews that he's done in the past, talking about black women. This man loves to blame black women for everything. He loves to blame black women for his career, his failed marriage, even though he cheated nonstop and fucked up his own marriage. He just loves to do the blame game. And with Taye Diggs, I understand that your mother gave you a complex by saying that comment to you, because the reality is the things you say to your kids when they're young can fuck them over, can really affect them in life. I totally understand that. This is the thing, Taye Diggs. You are a grown-ass man, all right? You are a grown-ass man. I'm assuming that you're in your 40s somewhere. You've been around the world and I met a lot of different people, both black, white, of all races. And you should know better. You really need to go get counseling, dude, because this shit is not normal. All right? You really need to stop talking out the side of your neck and go get help. It is not normal going around talking shit about black women in every damn interview you get. And blaming black women for the reason you don't date white girls no more, and blaming them for your failed career because your career ain't what it used to be. You need to look inward and really think about what you possibly did yourself to fuck up your own marriage and your own career, okay? And that's pretty much it. That's all I have to say. I know I pissed some people off. I really don't care. I hope I don't lose too many subscribers. But, we, as much as it is black man's fault that colorism and these problems that we have with complexes, with skin tone, the reason they exist is because both black men and black women, okay? All right? Ask the question, do you love yourself? Do you love your skin really? All right? Okay, y'all have a great day and y'all stay golden. Bye.